Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Histories of Horror, where the past isn't buried, it's waiting. I'm Sai Marie Johnson here with my co host, A.L. Knuckles, and tonight we are stepping into the decaying grandeur of Mineral Wells, Texas, to explore a building that once promised healing and luxury, but now with whispers, shadows, and spectral unrest. The Baker Hotel opened in 1929 as a monument to opulence and mineral spring mystique. But behind its Spanish colonial facade lies a darker legacy, one of tragic death, ghostly sightings, and unresolved hauntings. Al, you've been digging into the lore. What's the first thing that struck you about the baker?
It's the seventh floor, always the seventh. The story goes that a woman, possibly the mistress of the hotel manager, leapt to her death from one of the windows. No police report, no confirmed name, but her presence, that's documented in dozens of paranormal investigations.
So she's become a symbol of the hotel's sorrow. Guests have reported perfume lingering in empty rooms, soft footsteps pacing the hallway, and even a woman's voice humming near the window where she allegedly jumped.
Do you think she's mourning something? Or is she guarding something?
Absolutely. I think she's unfinished, whether it was from heartbreak, betrayal, or something darker. We'll never know, but her imprint remains. And in a place like the Baker, unfinished stories tend to echo.
Yeah, there's something cinematic about it. A woman in silk staring over mineral wells, deciding to leap, but it's also deeply unsettling.
I think that's the paradox of haunted history, beauty and horror intertwined, and the Baker Hotel is full of that.
Now let's talk about the elevator. This one's brutal. A man was reportedly crushed in the doors, caught mid step, mid thought.
Ugh, the story's a bit murky. There's no official record, but the elevator shaft has become a hot spot for paranormal activity. Investigators have picked up EVPs, that is, electronic voice phenomenon, for those who might not be familiar with these ghost hunting terms, right up near the door.
And isn't that funny? It always seems to be right near the doors. There was one clip that had a saying, I wasn't ready. That one, it stuck with me.
Yeah, it's the suddenness. Unlike the woman on the seventh floor, this death was mechanical, violent, and fast. And that kind of trauma leaves a different kind of residue.
I do think so. Do you think the building itself remembers?
Absolutely. I believe architecture absorbs emotion, especially when it's layered with grief, fear, and repetition. And the Baker isn't just haunted, it's saturated in that.
Yeah, I agree. And yet people keep going back. Paranormal teams, tourists, and even restoration crews.
Because some buildings don't just hold history, they demand it to be witnessed. So let's pivot to something grounded. Earl Baker, the hotel's namesake, died of a heart attack in 1967. No scandal, no mystery, just the end of an era.
But even that seems symbolic. The man who built the dream dies in the dream's ruins.
Exactly. And some say his spirit still walks the halls, not as a ghost, but as a steward, a presence that watches over the place.
That's a different kind of haunting. Not fear, but fidelity.
Yes, Earl Baker's death marked the hotel's decline, but it's also part of the mythos. He's part of the architecture itself now.
Do you think he'd approve of the restoration efforts?
I mean, that one's a hard one. If they honor the truth, maybe, but if they sanitize the history and erase the ghost, then absolutely not. The Baker isn't just a building, it's a literal witness.
And I agree. From what I've read from locals and online, some folks embrace the legends, others roll their eyes, but everyone agrees. The Baker casts a long shadow over the town.
Yeah, it's generational. Kids grow up hearing the stories, elders remember the glamour, and somewhere in between is the actual truth.
Isn't that the always how it always is? You got the truth, what somebody else says, and then, what actually happened. There's a tension between tourism and trauma.
Yes, and when a place becomes haunted by reputation, it risks losing its soul, but the baker's soul is clearly stubborn.
Do you think the ghosts want to be remembered?
I think they want to be understood, not sensationalized, not mocked, just witnessed.
Yeah, I agree. But that's the heart of histories of horror, isn't it?
Exactly. That's what we're here to do. We don't chase ghosts, we listen to them and we elevate the stories that matter.
Hmm.
The Baker Hotel is undergoing restoration. It's a massive project, millions of dollars, and years of work.
But what happens when you restore a haunted building? Do you erase the ghost? Or do you invite them back?
You invite them. Every nail, every beam, every polish, if done with reverence, becomes a ritual.
And I love that. Restoration as ritual.
It's really the only way to honor a place like this. You don't just rebuild, you reckon.
And maybe, just maybe, the seventh floor woman will find her peace.
Or maybe she stays, watching, waiting, reminding us that history isn't just dates and names, it's emotion, unfinished and echoing. And that is all for tonight's Histories of Horror. The Baker Hotel still stands in Mineral Wells, Texas. Its windows dark, its stories alive. If you ever visit, look up at the seventh floor and you might feel her gaze. I'm Sai Marie Johnson here with my co host A.L.
And whether you believe in ghosts or just the weight of memory, remember, some places just don't forget.
That's right, my friends. So remember, as always on Histories of Horror, as we say, stay curious, stay cautious, and remember, history doesn't die, it lingers.